Welcome to the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis. Peja Stojakovic in the McDonald's starting lineup with Chris Webber, Vlade Divac, Doug Christie, Mike Bibby. And the Timberwolves with Latrell Sprewell, Kevin Garnett, Irvin Johnson, Trenton Hassel, and Sam Cassell. Doug, I know you got a lot to say about this game, especially right now. It's a big one for both teams.
I'm going on the line tonight. Kevin Garnett is going to have his best game of the series and look for Peja Stojakovic to break out of his shooting slump tonight and electrify his teammates with his shooting.
Very well said, Douglas. Our officials, Steve Javie, Derek Stafford, and Blaine Reichel. Divac will jump against Kevin Garnett with Derek Stafford between the two. We welcome our international audience. Cassell, Latrell Sprewell. And here comes Mike Bibby. And Doug Christie is picked up by Cassell. Webber is guarded by Garnett. And Stojakovic picked up by Hassel. Shot clock at 3 for Bibby. Webber, great pass to Christie.
Great patience on that play. The Kings moving the ball nicely from side to side, made the extra pass, got the high percentage shot.
There's a foul called on Doug Christie. Hold on, it's against Kevin Garnett.
Turnovers again, something we must really keep our eye on. 24 in game 4 that led to 22 Sacramento points. That really was the undoing of the Timberwolves.
Here's Christie, Stojakovic, and Hassel, who has been on Stojakovic a good part of this series, doing a nice job on him. Screen by Divac, and a two-point shot by Webber with an Irvin Johnson rebound. Hassel, Garnett, into Webber. Rebound by Peja.
We're really trying to make Kevin Garnett play in a crowd. Kevin, when he's inside, they're swarming.
Bibby. And there's a whistle. It's on the Sacramento Kings. It is inside the lane. And the foul goes on Divac for the first time.
I've seen more loose ball fouls, traveling offensive fouls in this series, Kevin, than I can remember.
Yeah. Sam Cassell.
He loves to get a shot off this little play, a little flare screen.
Sprewell. Christie with the rebound. Christie will slash, and he goes into Cassell, who picks up a Minnesota foul.
Doug Christie looks like he's moving pretty well tonight. He's had that tender foot. He's had a couple times injected in this series. He's playing very well. His shooting is not good, but all other phases of his game have been excellent. He is their toughest guy. He brings the warrior mentality to this team, especially in the absence of Bobby Jackson.
Christie, the former Laker, Toronto Raptor, New York Knick, and nails a pair there. Two minutes gone. It's Cassell with Bibby on him. Garnett picked up by Chris Webber. Divac the rebound. Mike Bibby. And a little whistle away from the ball underneath, and it's on Sacramento. Stojakovic With a little shove, using a forearm to get position.
It's another offensive foul. Yep. The mandate has come down from the league office. Clean up the pushing and shoving, grabbing, traveling.
Wish we had a graphic on offensive fouls. That's what I wish. Here's Cassell. There's another offensive foul. Can we please see a graphic on that? Wish someone would have thought of that going into the broadcast tonight.
We got it, and we'll hold on to it, Coach, until we get on air.
Oh, so Doug doing some production out here courtside.
Why would we show this to the international right now when nobody's
watching? Our international audience is in tune as Sacramento leads it by 2. And here goes Bibby with Martin defending.
It'd be good to burn that early.
Stojakovic into Divac. Weber. Christie for 3. Every starter for Sacramento. But don't do that then. Here comes Derek Martin.
Why is he in so early? Has Cassell got 2 fouls?
Yes, if you pay attention to the game, here comes Martin down the lane. A foul. Sam Cassell does have 2 fouls.
Did you hear the edge in that comment?
Divac picks up his second foul, too.
Oh, wow, what a block. And then they had to foul Kittles.
I don't know where you're talking about that because Derek Martin's at the free throw line now, Coach. And Martin hits another free throw.
Why didn't they go up and foul? Why didn't they go up and take the foul?
All right. Brad Miller in the game, a Bibby 3. For our international audience, Chauncey Billups just hit a big-time half-court three-point shot, and that has sent Detroit and New Jersey to OT.
Nobody's even guarding him.
We've got a timeout here.
Yeah.
Coach, we're going to get this game at about the start of the second quarter.
Why were they not up the floor?
Fouling that guy.
And use a second or two and then fouling.
That guy made a mistake, that's why. I know it.
They miss a free throw,
yeah,
and then give them a three-point shot. That's unfathomable. That's crazy.
That's the next.
That's how you lose. That's how you lose.
Red Auerbach.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, Neek, you get up the floor, you pressure him, and you make him use 1 or 2 sets, you foul him. And then he's going to make a free throw, miss one, get it back, and score to tie you with no time on the clock. Now, what are you thinking? That's unbelievable.
It is 10-4 with Sacramento on top by 6 points. All 10 Sacramento points by their guards.
Sluggish start here, Kevin, for Minnesota. They have 3 turnovers, and they are not crisp, which has to worry Flip Saunders. They need to get something rolling here early. They do not want to dig themselves a hole.
Garnett shoved by Weber. And a foul on Chris Weber. That's the first on him.
You see, Weber can't handle that kind of quickness, so if Kevin Garnett will just turn and face him, he can beat him with that quick step.
Timberwolves have scored on only 1 of their first 7 trips down the floor. It's Kevin Garnett. Another Sacramento foul. Getting into the free throw line is important.
Very positive sign. I like it that he's doing that, taking that ball to the basket. Takes that ball to the weak side. Somebody gets him on the arm. If it's Weber or Stojakovic, so somebody's got. That's Weber. That's 2 quick ones.
And thus they'll bring in for the first time in this series Darius Sangaila. And here is Garnett. Madsen will come in then too for Minnesota and replace Irvin Johnson. I like that substitution. Madsen coming in and mirroring Sangaila.
Well, yes, absolutely. He's going to bring him in there for his energy.
Yep.
Because he's really more of a power forward. So you want a little bit more speed and quickness on the floor. Bring Irvin Johnson back when Divac comes back.
And here is Doug Christie. And Peja Stojakovic. Hassel is there defending.
They would love to get his offense in gear. They're 2-2 in this series, and really with him having a horrible shooting series, another turnover. No, yes, it is.
Yep.
4th turnover already in this quarter.
And here comes Bibby. And off to Christie. Mike Bibby. Rebound by Trenton Hassel. Latrell Sprewell. Kevin Garnett. Spree for 3. He's had a horrible shooting series. And here comes Stojakovic. Bibby. Stoyo. Bibby. And Christie for 3. Garnett knocks it away, but knocks it out of bounds. 6:37 to play in the first quarter. Mike Bibby. Madsen there. Sangaila. Peja. Yeah.
See, Darius Sangaila is a very good passer, so you have to be careful with him. He can make that play. And Stojakovic starting to heat it up here a little bit. The Minnesota fans getting a little restless here. This place is very quiet right now, Kevin.
And almost another steal. Here comes Hassel. And Sprewell. Shot clock at 5. Kevin Garnett way outside over Brad Miller.
Well, Sacramento will live for those kind of shots. Yeah. Flip's going to his bench. He's going to bring in Fred Hoiberg. He looks a little sluggish right now. He's got to find some way to get some energy.
Nicely done inside by Darius Sangaila. He's assist to Mike Bibby.
He's come off the bench and already made 2 nice plays.
Here is Sprewell. Garnett with Miller there and Songaila, and right through the hands of Trenton Hassel, who I think is going to get yanked for Hoiberg.
You know, it's interesting when you watch Songaila come in here off the bench and always ready. The young guy's done a nice job being ready, but the Wolves are out of character right now with all these turnovers. They average under 13 turnovers a game in the regular season, one of the best in the league. Now they're turning it over 17, 18, 19, 20 times a game. Otherwise, they would have a commanding lead in this series.
Well said, Stojakovic, who's 2 of 3. And here comes Derek Martin. Again, Sam Cassell is on the Minnesota bench with 2 fouls.
This crowd really wants something to get excited about, and here it's been a very sloppy start.
They'd love a domestic feed, for one thing. Here comes Hoiberg. Rebound by Miller. Stojakovic. And again, Derek Martin is on Mike Bibby, and between the defenders, he finds Songaila. Miller, Peja for 3. Rebound by Madsen.
Nice ball movement, though, on that play. Stojakovic ends up with a very good shot. Songaila and Miller pass the ball very nicely between each other, and really what it does is keeps that Minnesota defense rotating.
So Mark Madsen will be at the free throw line for the Timberwolves, with the penalty coming at 4:30 now to play in the first quarter. Madsen, not a very good free throw shooter whatsoever, and in these playoffs, Mad Dog has gone for only 33%. Second free throw, though, is in.
What I see tonight right now are 2 teams that look a little tired. They've had 4 emotional games, a lot of travel back and forth. Remember now, Sacramento went back after game 1 and then came back for game 2. So there's been a lot of traveling here as Mike Bibby misses the open shot.
Look at the hustle of Fred Hoiberg. Ernie, the Kings have led by as many as 9. Minnesota's had a 2-point lead. The series is tied at 2 wins apiece. This is the very pivotal 5th game. And Sacramento's up now by 6. Kevin Garnett has put in 5 for the Timberwolves and 7 for Doug Christie with Doug Collins, Kevin Harlan. Some early thoughts here.
Well, Minnesota looks a little sluggish. They already have 5 turnovers. Then they had 9 in game 4, which really hurt them. 24 for the entire game. So they're going to have to take care of the ball. Energy level has to come up. This crowd wants to get excited. Sacramento's off to a good start.
So, Ernie, that's our story here as we send it back to you in Atlanta with the Sacramento Kings on top 16-10 on the Timberwolves in game 5. Welcome back. Here in the Target Center. 3:56 to play. We are in the first quarter. Sacramento Kings lead by 6. A quick foul is thrown on Mark Madsen, who is reaching in defensively. That is number 1 on Mad Dog. Mike Bibby, guarded by Derek Martin, and Brad Miller and Garnett are waging war inside the lane. Stojakovic picked up by Latrell Sprewell with a great, sexy fake, and he puts it in.
See, Trenton Hassel does a nice job on Stojakovic. He's a little bit longer, and his arms are longer. He bothers his shot. Sprewell does not have as much size.
Here is Sprewell into Madsen. Great pass by Latrell Sprewell. Well, his shot may not be falling, but Sprewell is contributing in other ways, like with his defense and his assist work, as Bibby finds Christie for 2. It's a Madsen rebound for Minnesota.
Sacramento's running a lot of screen roll now with Bibby since game 1. They made the adjustment on him. A lot of screen roll, looking for a lot of assists. He had 12 assists, a playoff high in game 4.
It's Derek Martin picked up with a screen by Garnett on Bibby, and he stepped out of bounds as he was taking it down the sideline. That is 6 first-quarter turnovers.
Well, again, so much out of character, and you wonder, are they trying to do too much? Sacramento's defense has been pretty good.
Yep.
But Minnesota, some unforced errors, and in a game of this magnitude, those possessions all count.
Two and a half to play in this first quarter as Anthony Peeler comes in for the first time. Hoiberg is screened by Miller. And Bibby deploys a three with the rebound by Sprewell.
Kevin, there's not much energy in here tonight. Is it just me? I don't feel the...
Coach, there's not a lot of energy between you and I. Maybe we should ramp it up a little bit.
Well, I don't care about our energy.
You should. Here's Garnett. Kevin Garnett has gone 3 of 5.
I'm telling you, fatigue. I can see fatigue on both of these teams right now.
And Anthony Peeler, and Hoiberg is on him, and there's Garnett with the little brush. As Peeler looks for the open man and finds Miller, who has it knocked away by Madsen, and then Garnett had it knocked away by Singala. It's Garnett against Miller. And Spree, Hoiberg, Martin. Bibby a rebound. Mike Bibby picked up by Derek Martin. And works his way inside, and Peeler for 3. Nice knock away volleyball by Brad Miller.
You can see, though, Bibby getting in the lane, Kevin, creating a lot of shots.
Hoiberg knocked it away. And the Timberwolves sail with the hustle play from Hoiberg and Garnett. Sprewell. Minnesota is on a 6-0 run.
Foul on Madsen off the ball against Singala. Little bump there.
Madsen picks up his second.
This is when Sprewell is at his best, when he can get into the open court, get the defense on their heels, drive it right up their backs, and get to that free throw line or score as he did there, getting to the layup.
So early fouls with no fouls to give here in this situation. Early fouls, Divac and Weber with 2 apiece. Minnesota with Cassell and Madsen with 2 apiece, and Miller a 3. Rebound, Hoiberg, Martin, Sprewell, Madsen. Oh, Brad Miller. Look at him fight! Look at him go at it inside!
It's a flagrant foul. It's going to be 2 in the ball.
How about Miller?
That's what Mark Madsen brings to the game. His tenacity and his toughness, his energy. There'll be 2 shots in a ball, a flagrant foul. Starting to get chippy now. That's what happens when teams get a little tired. They start seeing each other for the 5th time in about 7 days. A lot of travel, a lot of emotional games. It starts to take its toll. Referees are going to have to really keep their eye on the rest of this game.
Madsen hits the technical shot. Or the flagrant shot. Madsen is now with 5 points in the game. 3 of 4 from the stripe. Garnett will check out. Gary Trent and Irvin Johnson will come in, and the crowd loves Mark Madsen.
Well, see what he's done. He's gotten this crowd excited. That's what they were looking for. Somebody to get them ramped up. And he has done that. He's given his team a nice lift here. They have an opportunity now to win this quarter.
An 8-0 run by Minnesota. And here comes Derek Martin. 2 on the shot clock. And we're tied at 18 apiece. Minnesota led by 8, 18-10 with 3.5 minutes left. The Wolves went on an 8-0 run to close the quarter. And at the end of one, it's a tie between the Timberwolves and the Kings. We're back in downtown Minneapolis. We're tied at 18 at the end of one quarter. Sacramento is led by 9. I got you. Thank you very much. Sacramento. Bibby, Weber, Bibby. Great pass from Chris Weber.
Away by Sprewell, turns on the speed. Sacramento cannot get back to cover, and once again the easy conversion.
Weber.
Walk.
Rebound by the Wolves. Sam Cassell back in the game, and Latrell Sprewell. Rebound by the Wolves. Sam Cassell back in the game, and Latrell Sprewell. Miller with the rebound. It's Weber. Hoiberg with the rebound.
That's the shot he hit the other night when he had 28 points, 13 of 21. That little medium range jump shot coming off after setting the screen for Mike Bibby.
And here comes Sprewell out to Trent. Gary Trent over Brad Miller. With 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. 14-2 Minnesota run. Biggest lead of the game right now. And Weber against Irvin Johnson. Rebound retrieved by Sam Cassell.
Now Chris Weber not close there, Kevin. Remember, he had his first 6 shots in game 4. Tonight picked up 2 quick fouls.
That's out of bounds as Anthony Peeler could not chase it down, but did deflect it out of play.
Chris Weber is 0 of 4 with 2 fouls. He has not gotten involved in this game. Divac picked up 2 quick fouls. He had to sit. Darius Sangaila came on.
And Cassell, foul on Christie. That's the first on Doug Christie of the Sacramento Kings. Divac will set the check back in, replacing Brad Miller.
This game really has not found a rhythm yet, and it's usually what happens. It's the 5th game of the series. It's 2-2. Teams are trying to feel each other out right now. A little fatigue has set into both of the teams. Who's going to be able to execute tonight when it counts?
It's Sprewell to Irvin Johnson. Rebound by Doug Christie. Kings are +1 in rebounding tonight. Nice pass. Christie inside to Stojakovic.
Now, what a great pass. Right down the lane line, and Stojakovic works so well on that baseline.
And here comes Sam Cassell with Christie defending. Sprewell with it, 4 of 7 with 8 points, a Minnesota high. And a Stojakovic foul.
Very good sign for the Minnesota Timberwolves, though, Kevin. They've already gotten to the free throw line. This will be attempts 9 and 10. Very critical for them. When they get to the line and make over 20 points from the free throw line, they're very tough to beat.
Minnesota Timberwolves are on top by 2, and we're going to see Wally Szczerbiak in the game for the first time since the very disturbing fall he took in the first round against the Denver Nuggets, where he broke 3 small bones in his back. And here he is, I think surprising, Doug, many people that he is back this early after such a violent injury.
Well, he's worked very, very hard, obviously, in his rehabilitation and in the off days to try to get himself back out of. The question is going to be, how effective is he going to be? He's missed a lot of games this year. Just about the time he got himself going once again, he got hurt. And this is when it happened. Game 3 in Denver, went in to dunk the basketball, tried to hold on to the rim. You see his fingers slip. He went down and fractured 3 transverse processes off his vertebrae, similar to Dante Culpepper, the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. He's here tonight, so maybe he read that Wally was playing, decided to show up. There he is to give him a little support, knowing what he's going through.
And Doug Christie brings it the other way. Anthony Peeler working on Cassell. Here is Vlade Divac and Gary Trent, who has become a fixture for the Timberwolves off the bench. Christie for 3. Rebound is out of bounds, and it will go to Minnesota with 8:22 to play in the second quarter.
Well, when you look at the shooting percentages for Sacramento in this series, Kevin, it's amazing. I mean, Peja Stojakovic, when he's shooting, and Peeler and all, I mean, terrible.
EJ, thank you. This is a Chris Webber jump shot with the Stojakovic screen. The Kings are shooting 34% for the game. The Timberwolves are shooting 47% from the floor. Here's Sam Cassell with a couple of fouls. Kevin Garnett's got 7. Sprewell leads Minnesota with 10. Intercepted by Christie, and turnovers have killed the Timberwolves in this series. They're wrecking havoc tonight and turning it back over Sacramento. So both teams now, Doug Collins with 7 turnovers apiece.
Well, Kevin Garnett has 4. He's getting hung in the air on the double teams and not finding the open man.
And here is Szczerbiak off to Garnett, picked up on the mismatch with Divac, and he'll dance with him with 7 to shoot. Great steal by Anthony Peeler, and here comes Christie the other way. And Peeler, who is off the bench, will take it and fire. Rebound Hoiberg, and the rebounding in this game as Hoiberg collects his 5th is now Minnesota +1 in that category.
Both teams are very sluggish tonight. A lot of travel in this series, the 5th game, a lot of emotion.
Szczerbiak for 3. Rebound inside. Gary Trent dug it out. .6:41 to play. Kevin Garnett just got his first rebound. And the foul. With Gary Trent at the free throw line, Anthony Peeler picks up his first.
Kevin Garnett is getting himself in a crowd a lot. You see the last time he tried to over-dribble that basketball, the minute he put on the floor, guys are collapsing on him. That's 5 turnovers already here, and we've only played about a quarter and a half. And he's got to take care of the basketball because he's the focus of attention for this Sacramento defense. Every time he gets the basketball, they're going to swarm him. He's got to pick the ball up and find the open man. There'll be plenty of open shots, but he's a little anxious, and he's been anxious throughout the playoffs against this team. And when you look at his numbers, going into tonight, he had 16 turnovers and 20 assists. Tonight already has the 5 turnovers.
Doug, as you know, the most pressure, I think, in this game 5 is on Garnett.
There's no question. He's the MVP, and all the articles and all the stories that were written today is, yes, Kevin Garnett's playing great, but he's even got to be better. He's got to crank it up another notch, and he's got to find a way to get the Wolves to 3-2 tonight.
Trent picks up the foul, watching Divac around the circle. 6.5 to play in the half. Trent picks up number 1. So Minnesota with Hoiberg, Garnett, Trent, Serbiak, and Cassell. Here's Divac with Bibby, Weber, Christie, and Peeler. Bibby sneaking through. Out to Weber. Quickly double. Turnover number 8 for the Kings and a foul.
And that's going to be Weber's third foul. He's gotten off to a horrible start here. Everybody was talking about what a wonderful game he had in Game 4 to outplay Kevin Garnett when he had the 28 points, the 8 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block shot. Well, tonight he has not made a field goal. He's 0 of 5. That will be his third foul. He'll have to sit. But Weber never, ever got involved in this game at all. He's been very, very sluggish from the outset.
So the penalty is with 6:17 to play. Timeout. Minnesota has led by as many as 5. Kings by as many as 9. The Minnesota Timberwolves lead this game 27-22, a game-high 10 for Sprewell, with the Timberwolves shooting 45%, the Kings shooting 33%. We've got a Gary Trent foul moments ago, which now puts him along with a lot of other Timberwolves with the foul situation, and at the line is Sam Cassell.
You know, Kevin, it's interesting when you look at the numbers here as Cassell misses his first free throw. Weber, Divac, Miller combined 0 of 7 from the floor. The bigs have not scored. They're shooting 9 of 27 with 8 turnovers and have taken only 2 free throws and trailed just by 6 points. I mean, so right now, Minnesota's allowing them to hang around with their turnovers. They have 8 turnovers. And they've got to do a better job of pushing the lead when they have an opportunity to, with Sacramento struggling so badly right now.
No field goals either way for the last 3 minutes. Vlade Divac got Trent to fall. And Hoiberg is in there. And off to Sam Cassell. It's Kevin Garnett over Divac. Rebound by Brad Miller, who's got 7 rebounds off the bench, but has not scored in the game. Mike Bibby, and the defense by Hoiberg, who was whacked in the face, and a 3 by Bibby and a rebound by Hoiberg.
It didn't take long for Hoiberg to get off the floor. He's one tough guy.
7 rebounds for Hoiberg. Cassell with a couple of fouls. Garnett is 3 of 6. Into Trent, double. Rebound by Divac.
Boy, Kevin, you're looking at 2 very tired teams. I do not see the zip at all. The emotion these 2 teams have played.
Peeler across the lane.
4 games of highly emotional basketball. This is going to be whoever wins this game is going to just have to grind it out.
That basket by Anthony Peeler and the assist from Bibby breaks a field goal drought of 4 minutes. Garnett. Serbiak open for 2. Oh my gosh, at the side of the backboard. Christie and Peeler on a nice break. Great transition offense by the Kings.
See, no matter how much Wally Serbiak works out, it's going to be very difficult for him to get any kind of rhythm. He's coming in here, he's excited, he wants to play, he wants to help his team. Missed a couple open jumpers, both of them. Sacramento turned on, ran out the other end and got some scores. So he's going to have to make sure he doesn't force his action here. Just let the game play right now. Don't try to force too much.
Watch the shot from Serbiak. You may not see this again. He is one of the most accurate shooters in the game. Then a nice 2-on-1 the other way. And the Kings trailing Minnesota by 2. Here we are back in Minneapolis with the Timberwolves leading by 2 points. 4:23 to play before halftime. Wolves have missed their last 6 shots. They have not scored from the field in 5.5 minutes. It's Sprewell, the game's leading scorer with 10. Little kicking violation. Shot clock reset to 14 seconds.
You know, Kevin, I think people forget that last year Sacramento had the #1 opponent field goal percentage defense in the league. They were first in steals. They played very well defensively last year. This year in the regular season, that has not been the case. They're playing much better here in the playoffs. That's 6 turnovers now for Kevin Garnett. He's 3 of 6 from the floor. He has 6 turnovers.
And turnover number 9 for the Timberwolves. And the only thing that is good about that number is that Sacramento has turned it over 8 times. It's Miller scoreless. And Divac against Johnson. Irvin may have altered that shot.
You can see Irvin Johnson comes in the game anytime Vlade does. There's another turnover by Kevin Garnett. That's 7. I have never seen Kevin Garnett play a basketball game like this since maybe he was a rookie and just learning. He is really putting a lot of pressure on himself right now. He really needs to loosen up.
He is the key for Minnesota, and there is a lot of pressure on him. Stojakovic is, I don't know if he hurt his foot or his leg, but timeout has been taken.
I don't know if it was something that he slipped on off the court. It looks like there's something off the court that might have slipped on.
And that, of course, can pull all kinds of muscles.
Well, you know what happens? People have drinks down there, and if they spill the drinks, it makes it very slick down there, and you can slip with your shoes as you're running down the court. And the out-of-bounds line is right in those people's laps.
Absolutely. Mike Bibby. Kings are shooting 34%. And they're 2 points away from tying the game. A Divac shot for the tie. He missed it all. Miller saves it, but whistles it right back to Sprewell. He'll attack the basket.
He's the only guy with any energy right now.
And the other way, Miller, Stojakovic. Garnett blocks the shot. Out of bounds off Minnesota.
Now, great hustle by Kevin Garnett. He has the turnovers, but you know this young guy's going to rebound, defend, and do everything else. I think he needs to calm himself down a little bit. Kevin, he puts so much pressure on himself, and he plays with such a pizzazz and an energy.
I think we're going to see a great second half. It's taken this first half to kind of wake up. They go inside, and it is off Minnesota.
You're going to watch Peja here as he comes over. Right there, he just slips on the sideline. That's exactly what happened. Somebody had spilled something, or there's some condensation over there on the court. Congestion, there's something over there.
Yeah, one of those things. Mike Bibby for 2. And Hoiberger leads everybody in rebounding. Pulls down his 9th.
Well, Sprewell's got energy.
He does. He's got 14 points.
And it's his 4th layup. He has 4 layups in this game. So right now he's lifted his team.
Doug Christie. And Divac and Bibby with Sprewell defending, and Bibby with the feed. And Divac holding on and is fouled by Irvin Johnson.
These numbers, Kevin, Weber and Divac are 0 for 9. Brad Miller 0 for 2, 0 for 11. But this guy right here has energy. And he is carrying his team. The rest of the guys need to sort of grab onto him and say, Spree, just carry us. Get us through this point of fatigue till we can give you some help.
It's Vlade Divac at the free throw line for the Kings. Cassell on the bench with a couple fouls.
Think about these two teams. The last couple years, 4 of the last 8 games were all in overtime. You come into this series, the emotional game 1, then the emotional game 2, and then the 3, game 4. I mean, this series, you can sense it on the players. They feel the wear and tear already. We still got 2.5 games left.
It's Sprewell, Miller with a little bump, and Spree for 3. Rebound is saved by Bibby. Vlade Divac and Peja Stojakovic. Peja tonight has gone 4 of 9. Kings are 4 of 18 in the quarter.
So Kevin just got to shoot that ball right there.
Yep, get it, fine.
That's where he's getting himself in trouble by dribbling in traffic. Now that time he finds the open guy, but he had that 15-footer. Kevin, you just got to go up and shoot. Sometimes you can't try to get in there in all that traffic. Just trust that little open jump shot.
This ties Minnesota's biggest lead. Divac puts back in the Christie miss. And it's a 4-point game. It's Garnett picked up by Brad Miller. Kevin Garnett. And Garnett tonight 3 of 7. Christie for 2 over Hoiberg. Oh, good shot by Christie.
They're hanging around as poorly as the Kings have played. They trail by only 2 here with under a minute in the second period.
Sprewell. Garnett shot clock down to 6. Hoiberg with a nice move down the lane. And a foul. Counted for 2.
Fred Hoiberg has made some very nice plays for his team during this playoff series. Shooting the 3 so well. This time he pump fakes and Mike Bibby closes out to the wrong hand. He's a right-handed player. You've got to close out to his right hand. He closes out to his left. Gives him that driving lane and his blocking foul for 3-point play. So Fred Hoiberg with a nice little move there to push his team back up by 5.
And on top of that, with his 3 points, he's got 8 rebounds, which is a career playoff high for him. Leading all rebounders tonight with a half minute to play in the first half. And Darius Songaila will come back in for Sacramento.
Brad Miller has 2 fouls, and I'm sure with Weber having 3, Rick Adelman does not want him to get his 3rd right now, so he's going to get him down before he picks up that 3rd foul.
Minnesota's got a foul to give. Out of bounds, kicked out of play. And the shot clock will be back to 14 seconds. It was at 11. Stojakovic getting around Hassel. There's a difference of 3 seconds, the game clock and the shot clock. And Sprewell to Kevin Garnett. Songaila with the defense. Spree, 2 on the shot clock and foul. Wow, 2 on the shot clock and he was whacked. Christie picks up the foul.
Well, taking a very tough shot too. Doug Christie tried to come in from behind and slap that ball away. He got all arm. Sure, he's talking to himself right now. You do everything right except you give the guy 2 free throws.
Sprewell tonight 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He's got a game high 14. Stojakovic has 10. 20-second timeout taken by the Sacramento Kings.
Kevin, again, just to go through the numbers, I mean, Stojakovic is the only guy tonight who's made any field goals. He has 5, but Weber 0 of 5, Divac 1 of 5, Bibby 2 of 7, Miller 0 for 2. They have nobody making any shots at all. Weber has 3 fouls. He's been in foul trouble. And you look up and it's only a 3-point game right now. Sacramento's very fortunate that Minnesota's not up about 10 or 12 points here. And a big part of it, again, is those turnovers from Minnesota. They have, for whatever reason, played so much out of character with their passing, not only in this series, but also against Denver.
Well, 24 turnovers, Doug, in the last game. That is something that cost them there. But it's something they're going to have to rectify, especially if they'd make it beyond this round. 5.7 seconds.
See what play they draw up here to try to get a quick shot.
It's Christie held by Sprewell. They had a foul to give, and that's what they use with 3.6 seconds By the way, Minnesota has made 8 more points at the free throw line than the Kings tonight.
I don't know why New Jersey didn't take a foul at the
I
end of that
don't
game.
know why
Up
either.
3, 2.9 to go, link to the floor.
The buzzer, that's it. What a half! Timberwolves on top, 38-34. Very interesting. Sprewell leaves with 15. Stojakovic has 10. Those are the leading scores tonight. Let's go to Cheryl Miller.
Latrell, Doug Collins said this has been such an emotional series that it seemed like the start of the game, both teams might have been sluggish. Is fatigue playing a role in this game?
Oh, yeah. I mean, as hard as we're playing, we had an overtime game. You know, we're traveling across the country. You know, we're playing every other day. So, yeah, fatigue is definitely going to play a factor in this game.
It just seems like turnovers are continuing to be a plague for you guys. How much is it because of their defense, or you guys just being careless with the ball?
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, but, you know, their pressure is causing us to, you know, get a little rattled and make some bad passes. But, you know, we have to continue to be aggressive and just, you know, not worry about the turnovers.
You know, speaking of aggressive, it seems like in this series you haven't really shot the ball well, but tonight's been different. How come?
Hey, I'm just trying to contain Mike. You know, he's a hard cover, so I'm just trying to do my job on him. And at the offensive end, we have enough guys that can put the ball in the hole. You know, if we get stops, that's the main concern of ours.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Cheryl, thank you very much. At halftime, it's Minnesota 38 and Sacramento 34. Latrell Sprewell attacked the basket the entire first half, 6 of 10, and a game-high 15 points going to the second half.
Well, he gave them energy. I thought that the rest of the team played very flat and fatigued, but he was in that open court and attacking, and this was really the personality that this team had in that first half. He did a nice job. Kevin Garnett, 7 points with 7 turnovers. Sprewell with 15. Sam Cassell only 1 free throw. Stojakovic 10, Mike Bibby 5, Chris Webber 3 fouls, 0 for 5 from the floor. You look at the big men for Sacramento. Webber, Vlade Divac, and Brad Miller are combined 1 for 12. So this is going to be a grinded out game. Not going to be pretty, but who can find a way to get it done at the end?
You have just looked at our Chrysler game summary. Stojakovic inside, knocked away. Minnesota with Hassel. Cassell, Sprewell into the basket, knocked away and a foul. Garnett out there for the Timberwolves and Irvin Johnson. That is the 4th personal foul on the scoreless Chris Webber. Webber has gone 0 of 5 from the field. He has not taken a free throw, and he is just tagged with his 4th personal foul, which will put Sprewell at the line for the Timberwolves. 20 seconds into our second half.
Kevin, one of the things we talked about with Minnesota, so important for them to get to the free throw line. Well, in the first half, they were 12 of 17 from the line, 4 of 4 for Sacramento. So that was the difference in that half, them attacking, getting to the free throw line. So they were aggressive, although they did not shoot the ball really well, 44%. They did get to the foul line. And when they get there, they're tough to beat. When they shoot more free throws than their opponents in the regular season, they were 35 and 2.
Wow. In this game, Sacramento has led by as many as 9. Minnesota has led by as many as 6, which they're up by right now. We've had 2 lead changes and 3 ties. We were tied at 18 at the end of the first quarter. Rebounding is even. Minnesota's bench has scored 7 more points than the Sacramento bench, and that is a short bench for the Kings. And here is the 0 of 5 Webber with the shot clock at 1, trying to slip one inside to Divac and a turnover. And turnovers, Doug, are now even at 10 apiece.
Well, it's interesting. Rick Adelman is going to stay with Chris Webber with 4 fouls. Even though it's only a 6-point game, the game is very close. With Webber having 4, taking a chance on him picking up that 5th. Chris Webber has to be very smart here.
We told you Minnesota's starting group to begin the second half for Sacramento: Christie and Bibby, Stojakovic, Webber, and Divac. And on top they've got Sprewell and Kevin Garnett, who is 3 of 7 over Divac.
I think Kevin's going to play much better in the second half. I thought he was a little bit anxious in that first half, understanding the depth of the game. I think he'll be a lot better here in the second half.
Webber against Irvin Johnson, and Johnson has played him well. Another miss for Webber, who is 0 of 6. And here comes Sprewell, one of the few players in the game showing any kind of energy whatsoever. He's got a game-high 19.
Well, they need to draft off to him. It's like what you do in a biking race. That guy's got the lead. Get in behind him and let him take you with him. Because right now, he's Mr. Electricity, and Sacramento is sort of feeling his fumes as they go to the bench.
Latrell Sprewell, who has played in finals before, energizing the Timberwolves, and maybe Kevin Garnett in the second half.
Yeah, that was a much more relaxed shot, and then Sprewell got to the line early, put the fourth foul on Weber. That time he pulls up, knocks it down, a 10-point lead. The Kings have to talk about it.
Kevin and Doug, you've been hammering this point at home the entire night about this being a very emotional and grinding series. So I asked assistant coach Elston Turner, is fatigue an issue? And he said it shouldn't be. On our off days, we don't practice. He said all we do is watch a videotape. He said we should be playing with a lot of energy. But Doug, as you well know, this is a Kings team that can either go on a lot of runs or some drought.
And they're on a drought right now, Cheryl. They've got Chris Webber, who's struggling, Vlade, Brad Miller, the big guys who played so well in Game 4. That was really the difference in that game tonight. They have not shown up.
Sacramento has not scored in the second half. Those 34 points, the lowest of a first half all season. And Mike Bibby nails one. He is 3 of 9. He's got 7. Stojakovic is 10 points, leading the Kings. And Christie, who is number 5 in regular season steals, with a theft right there, working by Sprewell and slashing in but missing the dunk. And Weber picks it up. I thought it hit the rim, but the shot clock is at 14.
He shot it over the top of it.
And here's Divac, 1 of 5. His minutes have improved over 10 a game from the first round series with Dallas. Weber. And finally, Chris Webber gets on the board, 1 of 7, his first 2.
Well, they've cut it to 6 now, a 2-possession game. That's exactly what Cheryl just talked about, is both these teams capable of going on a lot of scoring runs or droughts.
This is Game 5. This series is tied at 2 wins apiece. And Doug Collins thought coming into tonight, all the pressure was on Kevin Garnett as Divac picks up his 3rd foul. And Doug, let's talk about what Minnesota has in front of them tonight in this now shortened 3-game series.
Well, they know what they're looking at. They saw what happened last night in San Antonio. The Lakers go in, they win to go up 3-2. If that happens to them tonight, they're going back to Sacramento facing an elimination game. New Jersey does the same thing to Detroit tonight. Now Detroit's facing an elimination game. You don't want to be in that position.
Trenton Hassel with his first wide-open shot tonight. He is 2 of 2. He scored inside in the first half. Has 4 for the game. And the Timberwolves are on top, 46-38. A foul on Sprewell as Bibby tried to maneuver.
You know, when the series is tied at 2-2, the pressure is squarely on the home team. You got to win the game. Sacramento knows if they lose, they can go home. And if they get it, they maybe have one more chance to come back here. If Minnesota loses, they might not get back here until October for exhibition season.
Bibby, nice feed, and Weber takes it inside, sneaking by Garnett, but that was a laser feed from Mike Bibby, whose assists have jumped way up, his 3rd tonight.
Yeah, as they made the adjustment on him, he's running the team now looking for more assists. Looked like he got banged on the leg on a screen.
Has to open again. Rebound by Weber, who collects his 4th rebound with his 4 points.
If you were talking about Mike Bibby, he's passing the ball more. He had 12 assists in that last ball game, 15 points.
Tried to get it inside. That time was Christie and knocked away. The Kings are shooting 36% for the game.
This has been the play that really has hurt Minnesota. The screen roll with Weber and Bibby. We saw in Game 4 he rolled out and hit about 6 open jump shots in the first quarter. Had a couple late really that sealed the game, but Mike Bibby led the team with 12 assists and directed him in the 4th period.
Timberwolves shooting 48%, and now a little bit higher as Garnett has 11, 5 of 9 from the floor.
You know, Kevin, when you see careless passes and plays that people don't normally make, that to me is when you can tell that there's fatigue. And I've seen a lot of one-handed passes out here tonight, guys getting in the air, you know, not being fluid with their movement, and that's when you can sense the fatigue. And sometimes it weighs more heavily on you mentally than it does physically. You've got to keep talking to yourself and fight through it.
11 seconds on the shot clock. Bibby. White jerseys all around, but somehow sneaks through and gets it down. He's got 9.
Anytime a team gets a lead in this series, 6, 8, 10 points, it's almost like the other team says, okay, here we come.
Kings have led by 9, Wolves have led by 10. What a play. Garnett had it, lost it. Sacramento is +2 in rebounding tonight. Weber catching fire and takes it inside, hits the net card, and a foul is on Minnesota's Irvin Johnson, who has got 3. And a lot has been put on Irvin Johnson's plate because of the ineffective play of Michael Olowokandi, who has not played as of yet. We got Weber at the free throw line.
Well, you can see what's happening. The Kings are coming down, and basically they're going to strictly screen roll with Weber and Bibby. And Minnesota's going to have to make an adjustment here now, because instead of rolling out to shoot the jump shot, Weber now is rolling all the way to the basket. He's gotten a layup, he's gotten a dunk, and now he's got an opportunity to get a couple free throws. So they're going to have to make a little adjustment here on how they want to play the play.
Doug, one thing that caught your eye before this game tonight were free throw attempts. And coming into tonight in this series, Sacramento was +30 in free throw attempts. Tonight, the Timberwolves have attempted 19 free throws, and the Kings are 5 of 5 at the line.
Yeah, it's interesting. Minnesota had won the battle at the three-point line. They had made 11 more threes, which is +33 points. And Sacramento had won the battle of the free throw line. Tonight, Minnesota, being the home team, is doing the smart thing. They're getting to that basket and getting to the free throw line. Sometimes when you're struggling offensively, get some free points.
Good point. All 6 of Weber's points have come in this third. Here comes Sprewell. He is the game-high scorer at 19. Hoiberg's 8 rebounds, leading all rebounders in the game. Yet Fred Hoiberg leads the glass work tonight. Cassell had it knocked away by Miller. And they got nice transition with Christie feeding Stojakovic and a Minnesota foul. The Timberwolves did not get back well with their transition defense. And Sam Cassell has assessed his 3rd foul tonight for the Wolves.
Well, how do you get into a transition game? You get into it with a steal or with a block shot. That time it's a block shot. And what happens is Stojakovic got caught off on the wrong leg. Normally you would jump off your left leg on that side, but he was between steps, and he really couldn't finish the shot, or he would have had an opportunity for a 3-point play.
Doug, a lot has been made in the press of the short bench, supposedly. The 7-man rotation. We saw Sengaila come in tonight, so they've used a total of 8 guys in tonight's game. They've got 4 starters, the Kings do, averaging at least 39 minutes per contest.
Well, I think, with the injury to Bobby Jackson, they don't have a backup point guard. So the one guy they can put in there is Anthony Peeler on the perimeter. They play Brad Miller. Tonight they played Sengaila a little bit. But if you look at the minutes total, as Sprewell goes to the basket, there's not much difference between the bench minutes for Sacramento and for Minnesota. You just got 5 guys playing for Minnesota off the bench, and Sacramento only has 2.
3-point shooting. The Kings have gone 2 of 9. Minnesota has not hit a 3 nor attempted a 3 in this second half. A miss right there by Bibby. Minnesota 0-4 for the game. It looks like Weber is laboring, coming the other way for the Kings.
Yeah, I don't know what he did if he got his leg banged, but he cannot get out to guard Garnett.
And Garnett is 5 of 11. Yeah, boy, Weber is really struggling and grimacing. You see him now just crossing midcourt. It's Stojakovic, 5 of 11. And Miller is 0 of 2. And they go inside to Weber, who's on Madsen. Sam Cassell sandwich underneath. And Sam goes barreling out of bounds and rams his way into a cameraman.
Let's see if he goes knee to knee here. Right there, he gets it on the back of his right leg. He and Sprewell, great friends. You see Sprewell sort of tap him and, say, are you okay? Chris Webber out of the game. Now, his surgically repaired leg was his left leg. You can see the little bit of a bandage or a little bit of a thing that he wears on that leg for support. So it appears he just took a shot on the backside of his leg. Hopefully it's nothing serious and he'll be back.
We talked about turnovers in this game. 24 Minnesota turnovers in Game 4, costing the game out in Sacramento. They had 6 turnovers in the first quarter, Doug, and it wasn't looking good. Since then, the Timberwolves have turned it over 5 times for a total of 11 turnovers, same as the Kings so far.
They tried to make passes that weren't there, and that's what happens sometimes when you come out in a big game and say instead of hitting a single, you try to hit a home run. You try to make passes that aren't there in between, different hands and bodies that are around. But this is what Minnesota did in Game 4. They out-rebounded them by 13. They were plus 12 points at the 3-point line. They had 4 more points in the paint. They had 8 more second chance points. The 24 turnovers led to 22 points. That was the difference in the game.
Well, the stoppage of play is because the ball, when it went out of bounds with Cassell, landed in someone's beverage. And so they have changed the ball, and it came from the Minnesota bench, but they're going to have the Kings pick which ball they want to use of the two that you see on the floor. And now they give it to Cassell, and here's Steve Javie, whose dad was a longtime NFL referee. Steve annually ranked amongst the best in the league. And they've chosen what they're going to choose, and we've got 14 on the shot clock and 6:16 to play in the third. Divac. And Miller knocks it away and out of bounds. It's Minnesota's ball. Fouls in this game. Weber's got 4. He's got a Kings high 4 fouls. And Irvin Johnson has 3 for Minnesota. That brings you up to date on the players in most severe trouble. As we just saw Weber trying to work out the kinks. And a free by Sprewell.
Well, Sprewell is picking up the slack for Sam Cassell. And Sam Cassell tonight has 1 free throw. So Sprewell has picked up the slack for him. Kevin Garnett is playing well, albeit with the turnovers, but he's doing a good job. We see Christie a little post up over Cassell.
And Divac had it blocked by Kevin Garnett, his second block shot tonight. Here comes a 3-on-2. Sprewell, Christie now helping him, making it an even 3-on-3 break. Cassell for 3. Rebound Hassel and Hoiberg and Manson. And Manson digs it out and keeps it alive. And it's Garnett.
Manson said, why are you throwing me the ball out here?
Sprewell for 3. Latrell Sprewell with 27 points.
I think Spree had a double shot espresso and some chocolate candy bars before this game. My man took a book out of the page of Darrell Armstrong down in New Orleans.
He is all over the place, and they've had to manufacture things with Sprewell's energy. And I think that's the way, Doug, that he himself has gotten kind of revved up for the game.
Oh, that's when he's at its best. You know, he's a guy that's got a motor that runs at high speed, and when he and Garnett are playing like that, everybody else follows.
Garnett's got 11. And he works on Brian Miller. Kevin Garnett again with a miss. He is 5 of 12 tonight.
And Sacramento now just looking around like, what's going on here? What's going on as they're getting out hustled.
Sprewell. And Garnett with the fake on Vlade and maneuvering in tight, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. He's got 15 points.
Now, why would Vlade bite on that fake out there? Make Garnett shoot that long jump shot.
Bibby and Christie in the backcourt up front. They've got Miller, Divac, and Stojakovic, and Peja pumps back in the missed jump shot by Christie. Go inside, and it's knocked away, and a foul on Christie.
You know, we need to find out what's going on with Sam Cassell. He's just come out of the game. Looked like he was holding his left leg. He had a heating pack on his back at halftime, and maybe we can find Cheryl to see what's going on with Sam Cassell. I think he might be having some back spasms because Derek Martin's in the game right now to almost at the 4-minute mark. There's no way Cassell would be coming out of the game right now if he didn't have a problem.
And still no word on Chris Webber over on the Sacramento side. Now Webber has just gotten back out on the floor. He has just gotten back out on the floor after some work in the locker room. He was kicked in the calf, we are being told, although he is still trying to get it loose. And here's Martin. With Sprewell finding Hassel. And finally rolls in for Trenton Hassel, who's got 6 points tonight.
Now Latrell Sprewell is dominating this game. That was a wonderful pass.
Bibby, Weber, with Miller, Stojakovic, and Peeler back in the game for the Kings. And a foul is on Martin, who picks up his first for Minnesota with Hassel and Sprewell, Garnett, and Manson. That sets the lineups here toward the end of this third quarter.
You know, Kevin, the game 1 was played here. After game 1, because there was a long layoff between the games, Sacramento went home, and then they came back for game 2. So this is their third trip here instead of the second.
Bibby tries to sneak on in, and Martin picks up a foul again, number 2.
It's going to be a technical also, too, maybe on Madsen. Steve Javie looked over, and I saw him Say a technical foul.
The 2 lead changes, the 3 ties in this game.
Let's watch now as Bibby goes to the basket, splits this little screen roll. Madsen comes over here late and cracks him with the shot, with the shoulder. And that's where Steve Javie hit him with a technical foul. He took a shot at Bibby after the play was over. And Steve Javie's not going to let that happen.
Bibby just hit the free throw, his first free throw tonight. The Kings are a perfect 9 of 9 from the free throw line as we take a look at the work being done on Sam Cassell. We're told it is ice on his back right now as Bibby hits another. The second free throw is in. Now they got the electrical stimulation on.
Well, that's how playoff series changed. And we saw that Chauncey Billups was bothered by a back, although he played well tonight. Rasheed Wallace bothered by a foot. Both those guys not at their best. And Detroit loses the home court advantage. That's what happens with injuries.
Sprewell lost it. Here comes Peeler into Garnett. And a foul on Kevin Garnett, who is going up the second on KG. And this puts Anthony Peeler at the free throw line for the first time tonight. And again, the Kings perfect from the line, 12 of 12. The playoffs continue tomorrow night on TNT. The Pacers host the Heat Game 5. Lakers battle the Spurs Game 6. Coverage 7:30. Then Sunday night, Detroit, New Jersey Game 6. Coverage 7:30 Eastern Time.
Boy, the Miami Heat, did they play well down in Miami? Can they finally find a way to maybe break through on the road? First time the Pacers have been challenged in the playoffs. You know, they're going to bounce back. And what's going to be in the gas tank and the emotional tank for the Spurs?
Garnett with another in-close miss, and he is 6 of 14. Here comes Hassel. Garnett trying to get it. Peeler digging for the ball. Madsen and him were jousting it out of bounds and off Minnesota.
You know, Kevin, after that just traumatic loss last night, the Spurs had it looked like they were going to go up 3-2. The shot by Derek Fisher. I think that Greg Popovich's toughest challenge is going to be to get his team right emotionally to try to come up with a win to get that back to San Antonio for Game 7.
Here now tonight's Bud Light around the NBA headlines. Amari Stoudemire, one-time Rookie of the Year, is going to be on Team USA. What about New Jersey's Game 5 win? They take a 3-2 lead. Game 6 Sunday on TNT. And everybody talking about Derek Fisher with his great shot that gave the Lakers the 1-point win. Game 6 tomorrow night on TNT. Doug, keeping the Kings out of inside layups, close-in baskets. Coming into this game tonight, Minnesota was plus 22 in second chance points. And tonight, Sacramento is plus 11 in that same category.
Well, they're getting to the offensive rebound, so that's the big difference. So points in the paint are vital for Sacramento because it opens up their outside game. Right now, they're shooting the ball so poorly from the perimeter.
And Anthony Peeler turns it over. You get that second chance points, you get those offensive rebounds like you talked about. That is huge, and that's what Sacramento has done.
Mike Bibby and Christie are 5 for 22. Vlade and Weber are 4 for 16, and it's a 5-point game.
It's Sprewell for 3.
I got to be nervous about Flip Saunders, looking at those numbers.
Minnesota is shooting 46% from the floor. Weber with the rebound.
I've never seen Kevin Garnett miss so many of those shots. Normally that is money.
Kings 36% shooting, and in and out for Stojakovic. Picked up by Sprewell, who's got 4 rebounds. And Derek Martin with Hoiberg, Madsen, Garnett, and Sprewell.
Will we see Wally Szczerbiak in the second half? We saw a little bit of him in the first half, did not play well. Will we see him at all in the second?
Nice ball rotation. It's Martin with the drive inside. And a rebound, which now puts the Kings up by 2 in rebounding tonight. Miller got that. Alley-oop. It's Bibby to Weber.
Well, that used to be a powerful slam dunk. Now that's one of my old finger rolls right there. Where you see that's where you see that the Chris Webber doesn't have the lift that he used to have. He used to explode up and take that ball and dunk it behind his head.
The Kings are on a 7-0 run with Garnett feeling Miller right in back of him. That's the shot he needed.
I like it, though. Stay aggressive. Those were all makeable shots. He's had 3 or 4 of them that he's missed. I don't like it if he gets in the air and starts passing those. His teammates expect him to shoot that shot.
Stojakovic has 12. Bibby's 14 leading the Kings. 27 by Sprewell leading Minnesota. It's Anthony Peeler. Kings have missed 9 consecutive shots. Kevin Garnett!
That's a way to get out and run. You know, he's gotten a little tired and he's playing better. Calmed himself down. All that nervous energy's gone now.
Ooh, Martin is down. And look at Miller, who's ejected. Miller just got ejected because he climbs on the back of Derek Martin.
Well, he said Martin did something to him. I don't know what it was. But Steve Javie was standing right there watching. And this for Brad Miller. You can't do this. Look at the score of this game. You're trying to break through and get the home court advantage. Watch what happens here now. Well, he tried to set a back screen. Watch it. He tries to set a back screen. And Miller just cracks him.
Well, you saw where Miller was grabbing after he went up. I'm afraid he thinks that he was knocked below the belt, and that's why he retaliated the way he did. Of course, we won't know until after the game, but nonetheless.
Yeah, but, you know, can I tell you something?
Yeah, I know, Coach.
You cannot retaliate like that. Okay, this is a game where if you win, you can go home and win the series. You can't do that.
They've given a technical foul on both of them.
Well, just watch what happens here now. Derek Martin is going to go back into him hard. He did, and then Miller throws him down.
Martin's just been ejected too. So Martin is gone and Miller is gone. That's exactly what Martin did.
That's a great exchange.
Martin got him below the belt, and Miller retaliates. They're both gone.
That's a great exchange if you're Minnesota. You know, you lose Derek Martin and they lose Brad Miller, who's been playing exceptionally well off the bench.
Well, you got Cassell with back problems, an electric skin back there, and that is something that he's going to have to labor through. We've still got a full quarter to go.
They'll move Kevin Garnett out to play point guard like they've been doing or whatever, and then put Sprewell out there with Hoiberg and Hassel. We've seen that a lot. So if Sam can't play, you got to you can't lose your temper right now. You got to play smart.
It's Bibby and Sprewell on him again. Remember Webber with a bit of an injury, got kicked in the calf, and he was out, and Peeler for 3, and a rebound by Mark Madsen.
See who reacts best to what just happened. Will it be Minnesota? Will they use it in their favor? Or will it ignite Sacramento and allow them back in the game?
Sacramento's got a foul to give. Garnett. Sangaila on him, freshly off the bench. Sprewell trying to beat the buzzer. Knocked away, and it is off by Stojakovic, and Sprewell thought he was fouled, and he is having a little conversation with Cassell. 27 for Spree, 12 authored in that third quarter. At halftime, Minnesota led by 4. They up that now to a 7-point lead as we go to the fourth. And neither team has lost a playoff game when leading at the start of the fourth quarter in these playoffs. The Timberwolves have led by as many as 10. The Kings have led by as many as 9. As we start the fourth, Minnesota is on top by 7. They have not lost a playoff game when leading at the start of the fourth quarter.
We're going to take a look again at the play with Derek Martin and Brad Miller. Now, Derek Martin goes hard into Brad Miller. And I understand Brad Miller's frustration there. You know, because Derek Martin went hard into him, and Brad Miller reacted. Kevin, if you possibly can in that situation, if you can step away from that, there'll come a time later in the game when he's coming off a screen or something like that that you can get your shot in on him. Brad Miller's too important to their team. He reacted the way you would normally react. But that's those situations where you got to try to do the best you can not to allow yourself to get involved in that. And this is what's been the fourth quarter of this series. The Kings average over 28 points again, shoot 43%, so they have a great chance if the numbers follow the rest of the series to be able to get right back into this game.
It's Manson as we begin the fourth quarter out there with Garnett, Cassell, Hoiberg, and Sprewell. The foul is called on Divac for the fourth time. Cassell is a story. Derek Martin, his backup, is out. Troy Hudson is out for the playoffs with ankle surgery, and so Cassell, who has had a combination of ice and heat and electric stimulation in this game on his back when Martin was playing those minutes, is back in there, and with Madsen at the free throw line. Now on the other side, we've got ice and heat with the combination there on the calf of Chris Webber, and that was kicked in the third quarter. He went in the hallway, in the locker room, came back out. He's on the bench right now.
Well, they don't want it to stiffen up while he's sitting down over there. I'm sure that on the flight home tonight, they have to be careful about that thing swelling. That's what you worry about.
And here comes Bibby with Stojakovic, Peeler, Divac, and Sangaila. The Sacramento Kings have the best fourth quarter defense in terms of defensive field goal percentage of any team in the playoffs at 32.7%, in a Sangaila foul as Garnett was trying to spin on that baseline.
But Peja Stojakovic has really struggled in this series tonight. He's 5 of 14. Kevin, going into tonight's game, he was shooting from the floor 29% from the three-point line, 7 for 24, 36%, 25 of 70 from 2. This is a guy who shot well over 40% from the three-point line, 48% from 2, and they have done a nice job. Hassel really locking into him and taking away his easy shots.
Webber is back out, and Cassell finds Hoiberg for 3. Rebound by Vlade Divac. We were tied at the end of 1. Minnesota led by 4 at halftime, and Minnesota led by 7 after 3. Bibby, nice pass. Divac, and wide open is Chris Webber, who continues to stagger. 3 of 10, 8 points and 5 rebounds.
See, he's not a guy that's going to get to the free throw line. The other night he had 21 field goal attempts, only took 2 free throws.
Stojakovic picks up the foul. That's the third on Peja.
It's sort of amazing when you look at this series that it's 2-2. Look at Peeler on the series, what he's shooting. 31%, Stojakovic 36, Christie 38, Bibby 39. You see tonight Stojakovic's numbers still down. Peeler still can't make a shot. Christie's numbers 30%. The Kings now have also picked up 3 team fouls here. We've only played a minute 16, so they'll be getting into the penalty very soon.
It's Sprewell, who's got a game-high 29 points. For Minnesota, only 2 in double figures for the Timberwolves, only 2 in double figures for the visiting Kings, and a timeout taken by Sacramento. The Kings are shooting 33%. And Sprewell, with Garnett putting in 17, has taken Minnesota on his back and grabbing this game by the throat and squeezing. And the Timberwolves up 66-57. Right now, let's take a look at our Gatorade X Factor of the game. It's Latrell Sprewell, who has done it in every which way tonight with slashing moves and outside shooting. His 29 points has been terrific. Earlier this season, Sprewell had 37 points against the Sacramento Kings in a December match in Sacramento. And tonight, especially with Minnesota winning, showing the same kind of good numbers. Now the Kings, on the other hand, dug only 1 field goal the last 5 minutes and 45 seconds. They have missed 6 of their last 7 shots. Webber is in and Garnett is on him. That has been a big matchup. Sangaila in for Divac. He came in just before the break, and Bibby. Rebound by Sam Cassell. He's got a point. He's got 3 rebounds and 6 assists.
I don't know the last time I've ever seen Sam Cassell play many minutes and not have a field goal in a game.
0 of 2. Latrell Sprewell. (12 of 17). Sprewell tonight. It's Peeler for 3, the number 1 3-pointer in the regular season, over 47%, above the arc to lead everyone in the NBA. Anthony Peeler. 9.5 to play. Sprewell again. Look at that great hustle by Mark Benson inside. And again going after his own miss. And a shove out of bounds. And a Madsen foul. He has just been hit with his third of the night.
You know, we were talking a while ago about Sacramento shooting in this series. You know, on the playoffs, they're shooting about 33% from the three-point line. In this series, they're shooting at 27%. Tonight, they're 3 of 15. On the year, they shot 40%. They were the best in the league.
Number one.
They can't make a three.
Singala, the rookie. Travel.
And it's like their three-point shooting has totally abandoned them.
So they shoot 40%, the Kings do in regular season. In the playoffs, overall 32%. In this series, 27%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like their three-point shooting is gone.
Unbelievable. It's Garnett and Singala defending. That's a foul on Minnesota.
Mark Madsen, anytime he's under the basket, if there's any bumping at all, they just hold up number 35, number 35.
And he knows that always it's on him. Minnesota shooting 45%. Kings shooting 33% for the game. Here's Weber.
Sacramento going to find a way to score or they get right back in the game. It's only an 8-point game right now.
Minnesota's +1 in rebounding, 3-on-1. Sprewell broken up by Bibby, tangling with Cassell, who is racing off on the defensive side. Sprewell's got 4 personal. Cassell has got 4 personal fouls.
You know, at that timeout, I asked Steve Javie, did Brad Miller throw a punch? And he said it looked like it. So it'll be interesting in the report. If they say he threw a punch, then the league will have to review it as we see Singala make a little jump hook. Remember now, if they deemed that he threw a punch, he could be then suspended for what could be an elimination game. That's why I was talking about holding your cool.
Absolutely.
So we'll have to see what the report will be from Steve Javie once he files that after the game, Kevin.
Hoiberg, wide open Cassell for 3. And Madsen with an offensive rebound, which has been the domain of the Kings tonight. The second chance points and the such. Layups inside and points in the paint. Here comes Cassell.
Now, even though he doesn't have a basket, this is his time. This is when he looks for the big hoops.
And Singala getting tangled up with Garnett. And he's got number 3.
I thought Kevin Garnett grew so much as a player in Game 3 out in Sacramento when they lost that big lead. Cassell was out of the game. It looked like they had nobody to take over. He made big plays when they needed him to make big plays. I thought there was a great growth area in his game.
Sam Cassell, and again with Garnett, who is 8 of 18. Hoiberg for 3. Offensive rebound again by Madsen, fouled by Mike Bibby from behind as Madsen has gobbled up 9 rebounds. That is a career playoff high.
Just doing it with energy. The guy just throws himself around. He might not play. He might play 10 minutes. He might play 3 like he did the other day. He goes in, goes to the boards, sets screens, knocks guys around. You know he's on the floor. This is why Kevin McHale won him. Now this is a problem right here, though, his free throw shooting.
What'd you just say?
I said he's a great free throw shooter.
I know you do. Let's go to Cheryl Miller.
A quick question about Darius Singala. Has not played in this entire series. Now he finds himself tonight not only guarding Kevin Garnett, playing 14 minutes. How difficult is it for this young man as a rookie to get a feel for this series?
Well, it's impossible, Cheryl. The only thing that was good for him was he started about 7 games when Brad Miller was hurt. He averaged 11 points, played very, very well. So the team has great confidence in him.
Bibby to Singala, and by the way, Singala had a very nice series against the Dallas Mavericks in round 1.
Yeah, he came in and really helped them because Vlade was struggling. He and Brad Miller until the end of that series when Miller played well. The small ball from Dallas, the matchups were horrible. Timberwolves
have led by 11. The Kings have led by as many as 9. Singala on Garnett. Look at all the purple around Kevin. Hoiberg to 3. He is having a career playoff series. Is Fred Hoiberg. 32 years of age, father of 4, a journeyman at best. He is starring in these playoffs. And Weber for 2. Another miss. Another rebound by Manson. He's got 10. Sprewell. Rebound by Anthony Peeler. 6.5 to play in the game. And Bibby for 2. Rebound by Spree.
I tell you, Spree is just pushing the ball up the floor.
And into Garnett, and Weber broke it up. Sacramento has had a 3 of 10 shooting fourth quarter.
Well, 3 guys surround Kevin Garnett. That leaves Freddie Hoiberg wide open. Wally Zerbiak would be the guy who's normally playing, but he's hurt. One thing you got to do is support your teammates, and Trenton Hassel and Hoiberg have been terrific. Zerbiak gave it a chance tonight. It didn't work. I'd like to see his team squeeze out a win.
It's game 5. The series tied at 2. The Kings and the Timberwolves. Doug Collins and Cheryl Miller, Kevin Harlan. We are in Minneapolis. Let's watch this ejection again. This tussle between Miller, number 52, and Derek Martin, who goes crashing into him.
Well, when I talked to Steve Javie, he said what he thought was that Derek Martin came in and got him with an elbow below the waist, and then he thought that Miller sort of swiped back at him with his hand. And he said they'll review it and everything afterwards and see what happens, but that's something that you have to review. And let's hope that nothing comes out of that. Let's hope that both guys are going to be able to play. I'd hate to see anybody suspended on something like that. This is too good a series. Because the loser of this game will face elimination Sunday in Sacramento. This is too good a series, and Brad Miller's too important to his team.
Sprewell. Rebound by Anthony Peeler. That's the 15th rebound by the Kings bench. The Kings bench with 15 points. Minnesota's bench, 18 points and 19 rebounds. Bibby, Weber, and into Garnett.
See, that's where you see the struggle to finish. He tried to jump off that leg and really just had to flip it up. And with all said and done, it's still a 7-point game. We have well over 5.5 minutes to go here. Minnesota cannot fall asleep on this game.
Hoiberg and Cassell in the backcourt. They got Sprewell, Kevin Garnett, and Manson up front. Garnett with the miss. Another offensive rebound by Manson as they rotate to Sprewell and back to Kevin, who's 8 of 19 shooting from the field. Fouled as he corkscrews into the lane.
We talk about the stars of both of these teams. You see tonight, Stojakovic, Weber, Bibby combined 36 points, 14 of 41, 8 turnovers. And look at Garnett, Sprewell, Cassell. Sprewell's done most of the damage. Cassell does not have a field goal. So the big 3 plus 13 tonight.
And the Timberwolves from the free throw line, Doug, are 17 of 24, so they are plus 11 in free throw attempts coming into the game. Sacramento was plus 30 free throw attempts for the series.
Well, in the 2 wins, Kevin Garnett is averaging over 12 free throws a game. In the 2 losses, he's taken 3. So that's why it's important for him to get to that line. Then you can get your defense back.
And how about Garnett in the fourth quarter of this series? 12 of 14 from the free throw line. Garnett with the rebound. Under 5 to play.
Go inside, get the double team, kick it out, and he'll get you the open shot. Play through Garnett.
I called on Veja Stojakovic, who picks up his 4th.
You look out on the floor right now, you got Hoiberg, Cassell, and Sprewell, all 3-point shooters. You got Madsen, who is a rebounder. So you send him to the boards, any double team, you move that ball, and you'll get a wide open shot.
So here's Hoiberg at the free throw line. And tonight, 2 of 2, Sunday on ABC at Sacramento against the Timberwolves. Tuesday night, ESPN Game 6, Indiana and Miami. Hoiberg's shooting from the free throw line is like everything else in his statistical outlook in this series. Up 11-point lead equals Minnesota's biggest lead tonight.
Well, when you shoot every day with Reggie Miller and Chris Mullin, there's some great free throw shooting going on. That's what he did early in his career at Indiana.
It's Stojakovic, Mike Bibby, Chris Weber. Weber is 4 of 13. Shot clock at 1. Rebound by Kevin Garnett, who's got 10 rebounds and 19 points. Little catch with Hoiberg, and Garnett goes sailing in.
Kevin Garnett's had a much better second half. The anxiety's gone. He now is playing terrific basketball. He had early turnovers. That's not the case. 21 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. He's got some block shots. He's running the floor. His defense on Weber. This is why he was the MVP, and this is why the pressure was on him tonight to get his team the 3rd win to go up. So when they go to Sacramento on Saturday, they'd like to, or excuse me, on Sunday, they'd like to be able to close out this series.
The Timberwolves have their biggest lead tonight, but we've seen that is deceptive when teams have big leads in this series, like the 10-point lead the Kings had and Minnesota came back. Then in Game 3 with the Wolves on top, Sacramento came back as Peja Stojakovic caught fire, working back from a sizable double-digit deficit. It took that shot by Garnett to win it in overtime, 114 to 113. So even though Minnesota has a lead right now with 13 points, those leads can be deceptive, and we're at that magical 4-minute mark. We're at 4:15 to be exact in this Game 5. Stojakovic, Peeler, Bibby, Divac, and Weber. Miller has been ejected. Derek Martin has been ejected for Minnesota. Both teams 4 of 13 this quarter. And a steal. Four minutes to play. Cassell.
His first basket of the game.
And the Kings now are weathering their largest deficit of this series in the second round against Minnesota. Stojakovic tailed by Hoiberg. Weber trying to set some screens. He's open, little pick and pop. Weber for 3. 13 points all in the second half for Weber. Cassell with the bat back. And tries to knock out Bibby, and there's Sam Cassell again. Rebound by Vlade Divac. Kings have hit 4 threes in 16 tries. Divac takes it inside. Minnesota has gone 3 of 13 above the arc tonight.
Pull this thing back out if you're Kevin Garnett. The clock is your friend right now. As I said, finding Madsen inside. Oh, Madsen working so hard. He's got 12 rebounds, 8 points in this game. How about that? 8 points, 12 rebounds.
Bibby. And Weber again for 3. And the rebound by Kevin Garnett, who vacuums in his 12th rebound with 21 points. A look at Rick Allen.
You know, with Cassell only having the 1 field goal tonight, how about off the bench? Madsen and Hoiberg, 20 rebounds and 15 points.
Amazing
for those 2 guys.
Now, Hassel has been quiet tonight and has not played much in the second half, and Hassel has been a big part of Minnesota's success. Benson driving down the lane, gets his own miss. Minnesota's 6th offensive rebound this 4th quarter, 6 in this quarter alone.
Watch Hoiberg getting a double team. When they get double team here, he's going to be spotting up for a 3. There's a turnover.
Peeler with the steal. 3-on-2 held by Cassell.
That's where KG got himself in trouble. That's what he did in the first half. Tried to dribble in congestion. And that is his 8th turnover of the game. Really the only thing bad you can say. But when he puts it on the floor, they're coming down. Actually knocked the ball off his leg. And Anthony Peeler picks it up and is off to the races the other way. The foul was taken by Cassell, so he'll be sidelined out of bounds.
Cassell's got 5 fouls, and that was the lone foul to give for Minnesota. No fouls now to give either way.
The regular season, Sacramento averaged almost 103 points a game. Tonight they have 69.
Divac with the fake in the drive. Madsen throws a little forearm up there to try to slow him down, and he picks up his 5th foul. Kings tonight, 33% from the field. 33%. Minnesota has dipped down to 41% for the game. And in this 4th quarter, Again, we showed you that graphic going into the fourth where Minnesota's only shooting 35% in the entire playoffs and 33% in the fourth quarter against the Kings. Struggling tonight in the fourth as Divac hits the free throw.
I never felt that Sacramento got involved in this game emotionally. They came out. Chris Webber struggled. He got fouls. Vlade picked up a couple fouls. They never got into any kind of rhythm. And even when Minnesota was turning the ball over, Sacramento could not get themselves into the game. They just were not here tonight.
We just found out that Doug Christie, we're just told by their staff that he has had his ankle retaped. He has not yet come back in the game, but is back on the bench.
He's struggling with that plantar fasciitis in the bottom of his foot.
A three by Latrell Sprewell.
Oh, he's been brilliant. He has been brilliant.
34 points for Sprewell tonight.
He and the big ticket have combined for 55 of Minnesota's points tonight. 55 of the points, and it's been Sprewell's energy that has been a companion to Garnett's energy. Those two guys, you put Madsen out on the floor tonight, and it's been the difference in the game, Kevin. They've been the fresher, livelier team. Spree lines it up. He knocks it down. This is the best game I've seen him play this season, and they desperately need it tonight as they lead by 13.
And his overall shooting, you're right, Doug, had been down significantly in this series until tonight. Okay, thanks. Doug, what do you want to talk about?
Shooting at the Kings.
Okay. Here's what you need to know about the Sacramento Kings in the regular season. They were the #2 scoring team. And Doug, they were the #1 shooting team in the NBA. Where has their shot gone in this series and in these playoffs?
Well, it's got to be a concern for Rick Adelman. But you look at the numbers. Stojakovic is 5 of 14. Weber and Vlade combined 7 of 25. Christie and Bibby 8 of 25. They're shooting 33% from the floor, 24% from 3. They were a 40% three-point shooting team. They shot 46% from 2. Minnesota has just taken them out of everything they've wanted to do. Now, going back to Sacramento, you would expect them to find their rhythm. But if they're going to win this series, Sacramento, they're going to have to come in here and have a good shooting game.
Buford is in for the first time in the game, and those were his first points in this series. He was 4 years out of Creighton, a former Miami Heat player who has played overseas in Italy and Greece. Also, he has played for Memphis. Hoiberg, Cassell, Garnett, 9 of 20. And Jabari Smith in the game as well, and he picks up his first personal foul.
If I'm Flip Saunders, I get Kevin Garnett out of the game right now. I don't want him going in there and have one of those guys come over to take a hard foul, which might change the series. I try to get him out of here as soon as I can.
Well, you can see that. 18-1. 20 or more points from the line. The Timberwolves have scored right at 20 tonight. 20 of 27. Kings 15 of 15. As the MVP puts it in. Divac on the bench. And Jabari Smith in the game.
How about Mark Madsen tonight in 24 minutes had 13 rebounds, 8 offensive rebounds. Got his team 8 offensive rebounds with their second shots, and it demoralizes the defense when they get you stopped, and then you can't corral the rebound. You get it back, and now you can use the clock once again. It gives you more opportunities at the basket or to get to the free throw line. Plus 8 rebounding tonight for Minnesota, which is a good sign. And when they keep their turnovers under 15, they're tough to beat. Tonight they have 15 turnovers.
Cassell taking a breather, as is Weber. Garnett's got 16 in the second half and 23 for the game. And here's Gerald Wallace in the game for the first time. Smith with the rebound. Did the Kings call the game too early, even though they were down by double digits within 11 with about 12-5 to play?
Oh, no. This game was over. This game, they were... You know, they made a little run or whatever, but this game was never. This Minnesota just, they wanted this game more. And I have to tell you that Garnett and Sprewell's energy, along with Madsen's, were the difference in the game. They just had more life in their bodies tonight.
So the Kings will be facing elimination Sunday in Sacramento. Sprewell will leave with the crowd on their feet and a game-high 34 points in his pocket.
It's a good substitution. First of all, allow the fans to show the love that they feel for this team. The big three who's carried them all season long. Sam Cassell struggled tonight, but Latrell Sprewell and Kevin Garnett more than made up for it. And how about Wally Zerbiak? Here's a guy who used to be the second, third leading scorer on the team, coming in now with 23 seconds to go. As he's been struggling with an injury. Came back tonight after he missed those games with the fractured spine or transverse process in his spine. And I would expect he will be better for the game on Sunday.
Miss with Sacramento's first miss from the free throw line tonight. Gary Trent will hold it. Minnesota will hold on to a 3-2 series lead with a chance to advance to the Western Conference Finals with the win in Sacramento on Sunday. Not an easy place to win, but Minnesota has found success in Sacramento this season.
Well, Sacramento will be fighting for their lives. If they win a 7-game series, they're going to have to win that game. And Minnesota has to go and play like they have to win it in 6. You don't want to worry on, you don't want to count on winning that 7th game, although statistics say you have a greater chance. If you can finish it off in 6, give yourself a chance to try to do that.
This is the first time in this series that a team has won by double digits. Let's go to Cheryl Miller.
Latrell, for a game that started off pretty slow, your energy was a difference tonight.
I mean, I was just being aggressive. I mean, I've been playing for 12 years now. I haven't had the opportunity to get that ring, and that's what it's all about. So we're playing for the championship. If you can't come out here in a game like this and leave it all out here on the court, then you don't need to be playing.
You know, let's talk about your aggressive style tonight. It just seemed like every time you had the opportunity, you were looking to push the ball. Did you sense that Sacramento might have been a little tired?
I felt like they were tired a little bit in the last game, so I was trying to pick Bibby up, three-quarter court, half court, just trying to turn them and, wear them out. So, today is no different. That pressure, I felt like, really did our defense some justice. So, and on the offensive end, I was just attacking. I told our guys, if you see me out on the wing, throw me the ball, and I was trying to get to the basket.
I'm not sure if you had a good luck at the play between Brad Miller and Derek Martin. Do you think that the punch was thrown?
I didn't see what happened. I don't know. I didn't see it.
Are you hoping?
I'm hoping. No, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, we're going to have to come out and play regardless of who's on the floor. So, I mean, this is a great series. It's been a lot of fun, and we just want to continue to do what we did tonight, and hopefully we'll move on.
All right, congratulations. Send it back to you, Kevin.
Cheryl, thank you very much. Mike Bibby led Sacramento with 14 tonight. The Kings shot 33%. And the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, the Minnesota Timberwolves, 1 win away from the conference finals. And Doug Collins, they'll try to do it on the second most difficult home court in the league, where the Kings in the regular season were 34-7.
Well, we know how well the Kings can play there. They're a very proud team, and I would expect them to play exceptionally well. It'll be interesting to see how Minnesota approaches that game.
For Doug Collins, Cheryl Miller, Kevin Harlan saying so long as we swing you to our TNT studios with Ernie Johnson.